Genoa City is once again thrown into total chaos as shocking arrests, painful confessions, and dangerous mysteries begin unfolding all at once. Tuesday's episode of The Young and the Restless brings emotional moments and intense drama that could change several lives forever. The biggest public scene of the day begins at Phyllis Summers' office. Phyllis is caught completely off guard when Christine Blair Romolotti suddenly arrives with a police officer by her side. The officer wastes no time reading Phyllis her rights before placing her under arrest right there in front of everyone. Phyllis is instantly furious. She cannot believe Christine would humiliate her in such a public way. As she is being escorted out, Phyllis lashes out and warns Christine that this case will completely fall apart once the truth comes out. She insists the evidence against her is false and promises that the district attorney's office will look foolish when everything is exposed. The tension only rises when Lauren Fenmore Baldwin walks in just in time to witness Phyllis being led away in handcuffs. Lauren is visibly stunned by what she sees. Even though Phyllis and Lauren have had many ups and downs over the years, Lauren knows this situation is serious. Lauren quickly tells Phyllis that she is going to contact Michael Baldwin for help. But Phyllis immediately shuts that idea down. She bitterly says Michael has already made it clear whose side he is on and believes he has no interest in helping her now. Still, Lauren refuses to give up. She knows Michael has a strong sense of justice, and she believes he may reconsider once he learns what is happening. Lauren heads straight to Crimson Lights, determined to speak with him face to face. Meanwhile, Phyllis is taken to the police station, angry and humiliated but still confident that she will beat these charges. She knows many people in Genoa City would love to see her fall, but Phyllis has survived worse situations before. Across town, Michael meets Lauren at Crimson Lights. Lauren urgently explains that Phyllis has been arrested and needs legal help immediately. Michael listens carefully as Lauren pushes him to step in before things get worse. Michael understands the complications. Helping Phyllis could create major problems with Victor Newman, especially considering recent tensions. But Lauren reminds him that this is about doing what is right, not pleasing powerful people. As Michael considers his next move, viewers can already sense a storm coming. If he decides to represent Phyllis, there will be consequences. Victor Newman does not tolerate disloyalty, and Michael knows exactly what kind of reaction he may face. Back at the station, Phyllis remains defiant. She refuses to show weakness and keeps insisting that the people trying to destroy her will regret it. But beneath that confidence, even Phyllis knows she needs help fast. Tuesday's episode opens with legal drama, betrayal, and rising pressure. And this is only the beginning, because much bigger confrontations are still on the way. As the pressure surrounding Phyllis continues to build, the focus shifts to the Newman Ranch, where another explosive confrontation is about to take place. Michael Baldwin arrives with important news, fully aware that Victor Newman will not be pleased by what he is about to hear. Victor has always expected loyalty from Michael. Over the years, Michael has stood by Victor through countless battles, handling legal troubles and protecting the Newman empire whenever necessary. But this time, Michael has chosen a different path. Without hesitation, Michael informs Victor that he has decided to represent Phyllis Summers. The room immediately fills with tension. Victor's expression hardens as he processes what Michael just said. To Victor, this is not simply a professional decision. He sees it as personal betrayal. Victor coldly reminds Michael of everything he has done for him over the years. He makes it clear that siding with Phyllis means choosing against him. Michael remains calm and explains that his decision is based on justice, not loyalty. He believes everyone deserves proper legal representation, especially if false evidence may be involved. But Victor has no interest in hearing explanations. In his eyes, Michael has crossed a line that cannot be ignored. Victor angrily tells Michael to leave the ranch immediately. The message is clear: if Michael stands with Phyllis, then he no longer stands with Victor. Michael leaves, knowing the damage may be permanent. Still, he does not regret doing what he believes is right. His next priority is helping Phyllis get out of jail as quickly as possible. Soon after, Michael successfully secures Phyllis's release on bail. Once free, Phyllis returns to Summers' conglomerate, where Lauren is waiting alongside Michael. Though relieved to be out, Phyllis is still furious over the public arrest and Christine's aggressive actions. The three of them begin discussing the growing case. Phyllis insists that Christine is treating this like a personal vendetta rather than a professional matter. She believes Christine wants revenge and is determined to destroy her image in front of the whole city. Michael listens carefully and begins preparing for what may come next. If the case reaches a courtroom, it could become one of the biggest legal battles Genoa City has seen in a long time. Michael warns Phyllis that they need facts, strategy, and patience. Lauren tries to calm everyone down, but even she knows the situation is dangerous. Victor is furious, Christine is pushing hard, and Phyllis refuses to back down. That combination could lead to serious consequences for everyone involved. Phyllis thanks Michael in her own way, though pride prevents her from being too emotional. She knows he took a major risk by helping her. Standing against Victor Newman is never easy, and Michael may have just changed their relationship forever. Elsewhere, whispers about the arrest begin spreading across town. Genoa City loves scandal, and Phyllis being taken away in handcuffs becomes instant gossip. Some people believe she deserves it, while others think she is being set up. What started as a legal case is quickly turning into a war involving power, loyalty, and revenge. And while Phyllis may be free for now, the real battle is only beginning. While legal chaos spreads across Genoa City, a much more emotional story begins unfolding at society. Nick Newman sits down with his mother, Nikki Newman, for an honest conversation that quickly turns painful and deeply personal. Nick knows he can no longer keep everything hidden. Too much has happened, and the weight of recent events is becoming impossible to carry alone. Nicky senses something serious is on his mind and encourages him to speak openly. Nick starts by revealing the shocking claim made by Sienna. According to Sienna, she killed Matt Clark. Even saying the words out loud feels surreal. Nick admits that until there is real proof, he still cannot relax. He says he is basically sleeping with one eye open, afraid Matt could appear again at any moment. Nicky is stunned by the story, but Nick has even more to confess. With visible shame, Nick tells his mother about a private struggle he has been hiding. After running out of prescribed pain medication and being unable to get more from his doctor, he began making reckless choices. He admits he started messing around with opioids. The confession hits Nicky hard. She never imagined her son was dealing with something so dangerous in silence. Nick explains that what started small quickly became serious. He lost control faster than he expected. Nick then reveals that Adam Newman noticed the problem while they were in Las Vegas. Adam could tell something was wrong, even before Nick was ready to admit it himself. For Nick, that was one of the moments he realized how far things had gone. But the most terrifying part of the story comes next. Nick tells Nicky about the tainted batch of drugs that Matt Clark gave him. Those pills could have killed him. Looking back now, Nick realizes how close he came to tragedy without fully understanding the danger at the time. Nicky is horrified. As a mother, hearing that her son nearly lost his life because of addiction and toxic drugs is devastating. Her emotions overwhelm her, but Nick tries to reassure her. Nick explains that Sharon Newman has already encouraged him to enter a treatment program. He says he is ready to face the truth and committed to getting the help he needs. For the first time in a while, Nick sounds serious about making a real change. Nicky is proud that Nick is finally being honest, but she also knows recovery will not be easy. She reminds him that healing takes time and support. Nick agrees and says he is prepared for the road ahead. Then Nick shifts the conversation toward family problems. He says he wants to repair things between Nicky and Victor Newman. He hates seeing his parents divided and hopes there is still a chance to fix their marriage. But Nicky quickly shuts down that idea. She tells Nick it is not his responsibility to solve their issues. She also admits she is no longer sure reconciliation with Victor is even possible this time. Nick is disappointed, but he understands the pain behind her words. The wounds between Nicky and Victor run deeper than ever. This emotional conversation leaves both mother and son changed. Nick has finally shared the truth, and Nicky now knows just how close she came to losing him. But with family fractures growing and danger still surrounding Matt Clark, peace remains far away. Later in the day, tensions inside the Newman family continue to rise as Nick makes one more attempt to bring his parents together. He knows the distance between Nikki Newman and Victor Newman has grown serious, but he still hopes there is a chance to repair the damage before it becomes permanent. Nikki arrives at the Newman ranch to ride her horse, expecting a quiet moment away from the chaos surrounding the family. Instead, she finds Victor there, and the atmosphere instantly becomes uncomfortable. Years of love, betrayal, pride, and pain hang heavily between them. Nick tries to use the opportunity to encourage a calm conversation. He believes if Nikki and Victor can simply talk honestly, maybe they can find common ground again. But both of them resist immediately. Victor remains stubborn and guarded. He feels betrayed by Nikki's recent actions and has no interest in opening old wounds. Nikki, on the other hand, is tired of Victor's controlling behavior and refuses to keep living under his rules. When Nick gently asks them to give each other one more chance, both parents reject the idea. Neither is willing to take the first step. It becomes painfully clear that their marriage is hanging by a thread. Nick watches in frustration as another chance for peace slips away. He loves both of his parents, but he cannot force them to heal wounds they are not ready to face. Meanwhile, at Sharon Newman's cottage, another dangerous mystery begins to unfold. Noah Newman arrives and tells Sharon that Sienna Bacall has remembered more details about what happened with Matt Clark in the desert. Sharon immediately pays attention. If Sienna's memory is returning, it could finally reveal whether Matt is truly dead or still alive. Sienna begins describing flashes of memory that have come back to her. She remembers running through the desert while Matt chased her. Fear took over as she tried desperately to escape. Eventually, Matt caught up to her and pinned her to the ground. Panicked and fighting for survival, Sienna noticed a nearby rock. She grabbed it and struck Matt in the head. But according to her memory, Matt moved again after the first hit. Terrified, she kept striking him until he stopped moving. Sienna says she checked for a pulse and found nothing. In that moment, she believed Matt was dead. Even after hearing the story, Sharon is not fully convinced. She knows memories can be unreliable, especially after trauma. She gently asks Sienna if she can remember the exact location where everything happened. Sharon explains that if they can identify the area, Victor's security team could search for a body and finally confirm the truth. Sienna struggles to remember specific details. Most of the landscape looked empty and unfamiliar. However, after thinking harder, she suddenly recalls seeing what looked like a water park somewhere nearby. That small clue changes everything. Noah and Sharon immediately agree it could be enough to narrow down the search area. If they move quickly, they may finally learn what happened to Matt Clark. But Sienna soon begins panicking. She fears that if she was wrong and Matt survived, he could come back for revenge. Noah and Sharon work together to calm her down, assuring her that they will handle whatever comes next. As night falls, fear grows stronger. Because if Matt is alive, Genoa City may soon face a terrifying return. As fear spreads among those who believe Matt Clark may still be alive, the final moments of the day reveal a shocking twist that changes everything. Far away from Genoa City, Matt is shown sitting alone inside a quiet roadside diner, injured, confused, and clearly struggling to understand what has happened to him. A deep gash remains visible on his head, showing signs of the brutal attack Sienna described earlier. The wound looks serious, and Matt's behavior suggests he has suffered more than just physical pain. Something is very wrong. Matt slowly empties the contents of his pockets onto the table in front of him, searching for anything that might help explain who he is. He appears lost, like a man waking up inside a stranger's life. Among the items, he finds a keycard for the Genoa City Athletic Club. He studies it carefully, as if hoping it will trigger a memory. But nothing comes. Matt then asks the waitress how far away Genoa City is. She tells him the location is a long distance from where they are now, somewhere far from Wisconsin. Her answer only adds to his confusion. He stares down at the keycard again, trying to piece together the puzzle. His face shows frustration, fear, and growing desperation. Whoever he was before, that version of him seems trapped behind a wall of missing memories. Then Matt quietly speaks to himself, delivering the most important clue of all. He says he needs to figure out what happened to him, and who he really is. Those words confirm the shocking truth. Matt Clark is alive, but he appears to be suffering from amnesia. This twist changes the entire mystery. If Matt cannot remember the desert attack, then he may not know who hurt him, why he was there, or even what kind of danger still surrounds him. At the same time, memory loss could make him even more unpredictable. Back in Genoa City, several people believe the Matt Clark chapter is nearly over. But in reality, it may only be beginning. Sienna is terrified that he could return. Sharon remains suspicious that the full story has not been told. Nick still worries that Matt could surface again at the worst possible time. And Victor Newman may soon have another crisis on his hands. If Matt makes his way back to Genoa City, his return could destroy secrets, expose lies, and reopen wounds many people hoped were buried forever. The biggest question now is what Matt will remember first. Will he recall Sienna attacking him in the desert? Will he remember the dangerous role he played in Nick's drug troubles? Or will darker secrets come rushing back all at once? One thing is certain, Matt's comeback will bring another wave of drama to Genoa City later this week. Tuesday's episode ends with mystery, suspense, and a dangerous man searching for his identity. And once Matt finds the answers, no one's life will remain the same. Genoa City is heading into another explosive day filled with arrests, legal drama, and emotional pressure. Wednesday's episode of The Young and the Restless is set to deliver shocking moments as police make a bold move against Kane Ashby, while Michael Baldwin works behind the scenes to save Phyllis Summers from total disaster. The biggest public scene begins at the Genoa City Athletic Club, where Kane Ashby suddenly finds himself surrounded by police officers. Guests nearby are stunned as the officers approach Kane and officially read him his rights. The atmosphere instantly turns tense. Kane remains calm on the outside, but everyone can see the seriousness of the moment as handcuffs are placed on him. He is then escorted away in front of witnesses, creating yet another public scandal in Genoa City. Lily Winters is left frozen in shock as she watches the man she deeply cares about being taken away. The sight is painful, and the fear on her face says everything. She never expected things to spiral this fast. Even while being let out, Kane turns to Lily and tries to reassure her. He promises this arrest will not keep him down for long. According to Kane, Amanda Sinclair will step in immediately and arrange bail as soon as possible. He wants Lily to believe this is only a temporary setback. But for Lily, the situation is about much more than legal trouble. She knows another life may depend on Kane getting free quickly. That life belongs to Malcolm Winters. Malcolm is currently waiting for an urgent medical procedure, and Kane is the person matched to help him. Kane is Malcolm's bone marrow donor, making this arrest far more serious than it appears on the surface. If Kane remains locked up too long, Malcolm's treatment schedule could be thrown into chaos. That reality weighs heavily on Lily as the police car drives away. She knows every hour matters now. Kane also understands what is at stake. Before leaving, he assures Lily that no matter what happens, he still plans to make it to New York soon for Malcolm's procedure. He sounds determined, but the uncertainty is impossible to ignore. Across the club, whispers begin spreading immediately. Kane's arrest becomes instant gossip, with everyone wondering what charges brought police there so publicly. Some believe it is another political move. Others think Kane may be hiding bigger secrets than anyone realized. Lily, however, has no time for gossip. Her only concern is Malcolm's health and whether Kane can keep his promise. As Wednesday begins, one thing becomes clear: this is no ordinary arrest. The consequences stretch far beyond Kane himself. Lives, relationships, and medical hopes may all be tied to what happens next. And while Kane is taken into custody, another battle is already starting elsewhere in town, where Michael Baldwin prepares to help Phyllis fight for her future. While Kane Ashby deals with the shock of being arrested, another emotional storyline begins unfolding as concern grows for Malcolm Winters. For those closest to him, Kane's legal trouble is not just a headline, it could become a serious medical crisis. Malcolm has been waiting for an important procedure, and time is becoming critical. After everything he has faced, hope finally arrived when Kane was identified as a bone marrow donor match. It was the kind of breakthrough that gave the family something to hold on to. Now that hope is suddenly in danger. With Kane in police custody, questions begin rising immediately. Will the arrest delay the procedure? Will legal complications prevent travel? Could Malcolm lose the chance he has been waiting for? Those fears spread quickly through the people who care about him most. Lily Winters feels the weight of the situation more than anyone. She knows Kane's arrest is already painful, but the possibility that Malcolm could suffer because of it is devastating. She does her best to stay strong, yet inside she is overwhelmed. Kane tried to reassure her before being taken away. He promised he would still make it to New York and keep his commitment. But promises are one thing, reality is another. Legal problems move fast, and medical timelines do not wait. Elsewhere, another person deeply affected by the news is Holden Novak. He has barely had a chance to build any connection with his biological father, and now this sudden crisis threatens to create even more distance. Holden worries that if Kane cannot help Malcolm in time, everything could become worse before it gets better. He already feels like time has been stolen from him, and now more uncertainty is being added to the situation. That is where Claire Newman may decide to step in. Claire sees the stress Holden is carrying and understands that this is bigger than ordinary family drama. Malcolm's health is involved, and Holden needs support. She may choose to do something bold, approaching Victor Newman directly. Claire knows Victor has influence in places where others do not. If anyone can apply pressure behind the scenes, it is him. She may explain the urgency of Malcolm's condition and ask Victor to help resolve Kane's legal problem quickly. Some believe Claire could even ask Victor to speak with Christine Blair Romolotti and push for the charges against Kane to be dropped, at least temporarily, so the medical procedure can happen first. Whether Victor agrees is another question entirely. Victor rarely acts without calculating every angle. If helping Kane benefits him, he may consider it. If not, Claire could face a cold rejection. Still, Claire may be willing to take that risk for Holden and Malcolm. As tension builds, everyone is beginning to realize that Kane's arrest affects far more than one man's freedom. It now touches family bonds, second chances, and a life-saving medical plan that cannot be ignored. For Malcolm, every delay matters. For Holden, every moment feels personal. For Lily, the pressure is becoming unbearable. And for Claire, this may be the moment she proves just how far she is willing to go for the people she cares about. While concern over Kane continues to spread across Genoa City, another intense battle is taking shape behind closed doors. Michael Baldwin sits down with Phyllis Summers for a serious strategy session after her shocking arrest and release on bail. Phyllis may be free for now, but she knows the damage has already begun. News of her arrest is spreading quickly through town. In Genoa City, reputation can be everything, and public humiliation travels fast. Being taken away by police in handcuffs has created exactly the kind of scandal Phyllis hates most. She is angry, embarrassed, and determined to fight back. Michael understands that this case is about more than legal consequences. If handled badly, it could destroy Phyllis's image, hurt her business standing, and give her enemies even more power. That is why their first priority is not only the courtroom, it is controlling the fallout. Michael begins discussing ways to repair the damage caused by the arrest news. He knows public perception matters, especially for someone like Phyllis, whose life has always been tied to confidence, influence, and survival. Phyllis insists she is being targeted. She believes people are enjoying her downfall and wants to strike back immediately. But Michael advises patience. He tells her emotional reactions could make everything worse. Instead, he urges her to stay calm, present strength, and let him handle the legal side while they carefully rebuild trust where possible. Phyllis does not like waiting. She has always preferred action over silence. But even she knows Michael may be the only person capable of navigating the mess she is in now. As the conversation continues, Michael shifts toward the deeper problem, the evidence against her. The accusations are serious, and the documents being used appear highly convincing. On the surface, everything looks legitimate. That creates a dangerous challenge for the defense. Even more troubling, Phyllis really did take Victor Newman's company from him. That history means many people will assume she is guilty before hearing the full story. Michael explains that facts alone may not be enough. They must prove the evidence was manipulated or fabricated, and doing that will require precision, timing, and smart decisions. Phyllis becomes frustrated, asking how anyone could believe lies so easily. Michael reminds her that perception often moves faster than truth. He also makes one thing clear: now that he agreed to represent her, he is committed. Despite Victor's anger and the political pressure surrounding the case, Michael says he will stand by his client and do everything possible to defend her. For Phyllis, hearing that gives her a rare moment of relief. She knows Michael took a major risk by choosing her side. Standing against Victor Newman is never simple, and the consequences could reach far beyond this one case. Still, Michael remains focused. He warns Phyllis that winning will not be easy, but panic will only help their opponents. As they continue planning their next move, the battle lines are becoming clearer. Phyllis wants revenge. Michael wants strategy. And somewhere in the background, powerful people may already be preparing the next attack. As Michael and Phyllis begin laying out their defense strategy, another layer of pressure quietly builds in the background, this time coming from Victor Newman and those closely watching the situation unfold. Michael understands that taking Phyllis's case puts him in a difficult position. It is not just a legal challenge, it is a political one. Victor Newman does not take betrayal lightly, and this decision may permanently change their relationship. Even so, Michael stays focused on the job in front of him. Phyllis listens as Michael explains the early stages of their plan. The goal is simple in theory but difficult in practice: reduce the damage, challenge the evidence, and expose any weaknesses in the prosecution's case. But nothing about this situation is simple. The evidence against Phyllis appears strong, and that alone makes the defense more complicated. Michael acknowledges that fact openly. He does not sugarcoat the reality: this will be an uphill battle. Lauren Fenmore Baldwin also enters the picture mentally, even if she is not present during the strategy meeting. She is watching closely and expecting Michael to handle everything professionally. She trusts his skills, but she also understands the risks he is taking. Michael is aware of that pressure too. If he loses this case, Phyllis could face serious consequences. And if he pushes too hard against Victor Newman's interests, his own position in Genoa City could become unstable. Still, he does not back away. Phyllis, on the other hand, struggles with patience. She wants immediate answers and fast results. Sitting still while others control the narrative is not natural for her. But Michael keeps bringing her back to reality. He reminds her that emotional decisions will only strengthen the case against her. Every move must be calculated. Every response must be controlled. Slowly, Phyllis begins to understand that this fight will not be won with anger alone. It will require discipline. As the conversation continues, Michael starts preparing for what could be the most difficult part of the defense, countering the belief that Phyllis is capable of what she is accused of. Her past actions, including her history with Victor Newman's company, will be used against her. Michael knows that reputation will play a major role in how the case unfolds. That is why controlling the narrative outside the courtroom becomes just as important as the legal arguments inside it. Phyllis agrees, reluctantly, to follow Michael's guidance. But her eyes still show determination. She is not planning to go down quietly. At the same time, the consequences of Michael's decision are becoming more real. Standing against Victor Newman is not something that goes unnoticed in Genoa City. Allies may question him. Enemies may test him. And even friends may hesitate before taking sides. But Michael has already made his choice. Now, both he and Phyllis are locked into a high-stakes battle where strategy, timing, and reputation will decide everything. And as pressure rises from all directions, the real question becomes: how long can they hold their ground before everything starts to break apart? As the legal tension continues to build for Phyllis and Kane, the day in Genoa City ends with an atmosphere of uncertainty, where every decision now carries serious consequences for multiple families. Michael Baldwin remains fully focused on Phyllis's defense, but he is also aware that time is not on their side. The case is already gaining attention, and once public opinion settles, it will become even harder to shift the narrative. Phyllis tries to stay composed, but it is clear she is feeling the pressure. Being arrested, humiliated, and then released on bail has already taken a toll. Now she must face the possibility of a courtroom battle where everything she has built could be questioned. Michael continues refining his strategy, working through every detail that might help weaken the case against her. He knows the prosecution will push hard, especially given Phyllis's past history with powerful enemies in Genoa City. At the same time, Victor Newman's reaction still looms in the background. Michael is fully aware that siding with Phyllis may have permanently changed his standing with Victor. The trust they once had now feels fractured, and there may be no easy way back. Still, Michael refuses to back down. For him, this is about principle as much as survival. He believes every client deserves a fair defense, no matter how complicated the situation becomes. Phyllis, meanwhile, struggles between frustration and determination. She does not like feeling vulnerable, especially in a town where reputation can shift overnight. But even she understands that Michael's approach may be the only way forward. Elsewhere in Genoa City, Kane Ashby's arrest continues to create ripple effects. Lily Winters is left trying to hold things together emotionally while also worrying about Malcolm Winters and the urgent medical situation tied to Kane's cooperation. The pressure on Lily is growing from all sides. She is caught between personal feelings for Kane and the fear that Malcolm's treatment could be delayed or disrupted entirely. Even though Kane promised he would still reach New York for the procedure, nothing is guaranteed while he remains in custody. Every passing hour adds more uncertainty. Across town, Holden Novak is also left unsettled. The sudden developments surrounding Kane have made it clear that family connections in Genoa City are far more complicated than he expected. He is still trying to understand his place in everything that is happening. Claire Newman remains one of the few voices trying to bring stability to the situation. Whether through Victor Newman or another route, she may continue pushing for a solution that ensures Malcolm does not suffer because of legal complications. But Victor himself remains unpredictable. His decisions often depend on what benefits him most, and right now, he is dealing with his own internal conflicts and power calculations. As night falls, Genoa City is left divided between legal battles, family loyalty, and life-or-death medical stakes. Phyllis is preparing for a fight that could define her future. Kane is caught in a situation that could affect someone else's survival. And Michael Baldwin stands in the middle, trying to hold everything together while navigating consequences from every direction. The next moves from all sides will determine how far this chaos spreads and who will still be standing when it finally settles.